So this is it. 10 games to go in the league. Can we make an unbelievable late charge to somehow get into Europe in our first season in the top flight? Let's find out. As always, if you have been enjoying the videos, drop a like. That would be super duper lovely. Here's the situation, league-wise, and all that jazz. 20 games on the board, 36 points. We're only outside of the European places on goal difference right now. Given what we know about this save and the way that we tend to play, I always find that the middle of the season tends to be our languid point. However, I do suspect that, really, in order to actually get Europe, we'd have to be in an astonishingly strong position going into pretty much the last 5 games of the season. And hey, you never know what kind of points we could achieve in those, as we have come up with some good results so far this season. Like the likes of beating Häcken, playing very well against Malmö, getting pretty much trashed by Jules Gordon, but that's just what to expect. I still don't think we're going to quite achieve that this year, but I do think, however, that a record finish for Degerfors is on the cards. In their first season back in the top flight, that's a hell of an achievement. And with some strengthening in the winter, I suspect that there is a team here that could maybe challenge for European football next year, provided we can get all the parts working. Now, we do actually have a cup game midweek, annoyingly, against Göteborg, GAIS, basically. Now, I suspect that we still have to get through that. We want to make sure that we do that in case the board get a bit shitty with this. So we will have to try to put a team out that can actually win that match. But after that, I don't think there are any more games beyond that. So that should be straightforward stuff after that, I think. Although, for all I know, there's other rounds before that in the group stage next year. I'm still not super familiar with how the Swedish Cup works. I'm seeing very little reason to want to make any changes to things right now, particularly with the fact that Panache banged himself a couple of goals in the last game, albeit against an opponent who didn't really seem very up for it, and today is going to be a lot more difficult, but you just never know. If he could hit a hot streak right towards the end of the season, God, that would be bloody useful. We're arguably on probably our best run of the season as it goes, and Hammarby's form is pretty solid as well. Just 1 defeat in their final 5 matches as well, but I think our form is just a little bit better over that period, as you'll see, with the 3 wins, 2 draws. We've not managed to get back-to-back wins in there, I don't think, or was there a back-to-back win at the start of that? Who knows? I guess we'll find out today. This would also be a chance to really put some distance between ourselves and Hammarby, but the key thing for us lately has been our home form. Away form's still been good enough to keep us where we are, but it does seem that we are very much a home team lately. But then again, having to play some of the bigger sides later at home still gives me hope that maybe we could pull off another couple of ridiculous results. You just never know. Bojanic with the ball in, and it's well headed away by Lundvik. What's that you hear in the distance? Yes, it's the funeral march of our season. Potential foot injury for Panache Mutimbanyoka 12 minutes into this match. Well, at least we have Kofi Asare, who's shown at times that he can do a job. So I'm not as concerned, but I'd still like to have Panache, particularly as he's just started to look like he was going to make a comeback. Sort of very dull first 26 minutes of this game. Other than the injury to Panache, we've seen... I don't think I've actually seen us in possession at any point so far, and it might get even worse as it is. Alexa Jankovic, 1-0 Hammarby. Good save initially from Jeffrey Gao, but all he can do is palm it back into the path of the opposition, and now we trail as well. Goes around his man. This is a chance. Can he find the right pool? He does. Asare's in. It's a tough angle, and it's a good save. Undone by Hoodoo here. Can he stop it around the side for Chris Kvistgaard? Yes, we can. Dropping deep. Where's the pass? Oh, there was the pass, but nothing much beyond that was forthcoming. That was a big chance, and now we could get caught out the other end. Luna's through, and a big save again from Jeffrey Gao, who's had a really good run lately in goal. He's made some good saves. Yeah, half-time, really. We've only seen that one opening, the one for Kofi Asare right towards the end. Hammarby pretty much deserve leaders right now, which is a shame. Donazite to deliver one, though. Can he get this on the head of Linger? And he does at the near post. Nikolai Linger doesn't have that many goals. Are you joking? Oh, yeah. Guy in the way. Disappointing. I think maybe because they had a man down, they changed their corner setup. I don't know why he's there. He should be further over here. That's cost us a goal there. Milicic. And that's a good goal for Gressel, and it's 2-0 to Hammarby. We've been shocking today. The passing's been embarrassing. It's amazing how many times I've just seen us give the ball to our opposition for no reason when there was obvious passing options, just clattering it to someone. At least get to the channel. I mean, Hammarby have been fantastic. If they don't get another one, I'll be very surprised. It's straight down Jeffrey Gal's throat, thankfully. He's the only reason we've not lost this by about 4-0. It's been incredible. Once we get into their final third, the passing just seems to disappear. Bengtsson finally have an incisive ball. Imagine. Ball in. Kvistgaard! Good save. Probably the best chance we've had in the whole second half there. So it looks like it's going to be Hammarby 2, Degerfors 0, and a completely deserved defeat. We were bad here. I say bad. We had opportunities in this game, which as usual we didn't take, disappointingly once again, but they deserved the win very comfortably in the end. We just kept giving them the ball, which sure does leave us in a bit of a hole. It moves us down to 6th in the league. I think we were always going to struggle to actually get European football. It's certainly not out the woods yet or anything of that, but losing to a team below us like that when we know we've got so many more hard games to come, I think, the fact is we're going to survive this season, and that's the main thing. But I still, maybe we can go on a great run, but we're going to have to play better than that, and depending on how long Panache's out for, really, Kofi seems to be able to do a job occasionally, but he came off the bench today and was about as ineffective as a human being can be, and believe me, I'd know. And it's only 2 to 3 weeks for Panache, so he's only going to miss maybe 3 matches. So we've managed to go out of the cup despite me playing a virtually full strength team. So that's good. We weren't bad on the night, really. It took us a little while to get the equalizer after they went ahead. Unfortunately, I just had to cut the highlights of time a little bit. But basically, their first goal was a set piece that I literally don't think I can do. Like, it's a short free kick, but they're playing it short to a player who's in the wall almost, and I can't do that. So yeah, we were just able to be caught out on that one, and then another free kick goal got us later in the game. Good set pieces from AIS, but yeah, out of the cup. That's a waste of the first team squad. Donizete again on the stroke of half time. Nearly Linger's header. It's crossed the line. Nikolai Linger's got it, and this one will count. This would be massive. We beat Helsingborg away. Can we do it at home and get some confidence back, for crying out loud? I really wish there was a way that you could station a guy like middle of the field, but the only way you can do it is you can have edge of area and then stay forward, but there's no one that ever stays here. That would be really good. So they could just pick the ball up when they're cleared away, but I just don't think that option exists, unfortunately. The amount of balls that get cleared straight to our opposition in that spot would be lovely if we could do something about it, but it looks like we're still going to concede, and we have now as Erik Olstrand, not directly from it, but we just couldn't get out of our own half in the end, and it's 1-1. Donizete's put another one in. Can we? Oh, we actually have. Nikolai Linger with another one. It's the only means of attack we have at the moment, apparently, but at least we've got that. It's 2-1 Degerfors. Lovely stuff. Well, a very excellent win. I mean, I think we probably did just about deserve it, actually. Some good stuff late on for us, which we missed. But Nikolai Linger was relied on for both goals today from set pieces, obviously conceding from one as well, sort of. But we've just had nothing out of our strike force lately. Thank God for that win, though. The confidence will hopefully come back with that. I'm hoping we can get Panache back, because it does still keep us within touching distance of Kalmar. Only 2 points behind them now. We move back above IFK Göteborg. It's still very much on the cards. And also, 8th place is pretty much wrapped up with 12-point gap now with 8 matches to go. So I'd say 8th or higher is looking on for us this year, which is good still. But we're so close to potentially something magical. Donizete from a long way out. He's not scored any of them this year. Oh, he's scored! I was literally just about to say he's not scored one of these this year. What a hit from Donizete. 1-0 Degerfors against IFK. This is massive. I don't think even the goalkeeper thinks this is going in. He's almost stopped trying, has Olsen there. What a hit from Donizete. Oh, well played. Linger clears it, and Panache can't get there. Although, surely not. What on earth was that? Oscar Wilhelmsson with the equaliser for IFK, but what on earth? Just a wow, we've just been done by a clearance. Well, I don't think we can really complain too much. I think IFK were the better side in the entire match, and we really didn't create a great deal in this game. Yet again, the strike force was non-existent, so we had to rely on Donizete's free kick this time. But I suppose we didn't lose, and it does keep us above IFK, but we had a chance to go fourth here, and we missed it. As you can see, if we'd have won that, we'd have gone to 42 points, and more importantly, we'd have only been a point behind Djurgården, who have gone on a dreadful run, and have fallen so far off the top of the league, considering they're the champions. They're actually getting dragged back into the European battle a little bit here, which maybe there's a chance if they fall off madly. We played them on the final day, remember? On the plus side, though, we have now avoided relegation, so that's pretty sick. That's the main thing. Nicholas Kvistgaard has missed training because he was in a nightclub at the early hours of the morning. You mug. Mate, in order to get away with shit like that, you better be playing well, and I tell you this, you're not. Callie's got his coaching badges. Where does that put us? Surely that pushes us up to 40%? Yes, 40% rep. Oh, I tell you what, we're moving up in the world of Scandinavian football. This is a bit more like it from us. Finally starting to play it out a little bit. Lindell finally finds the ball into the front line for once. Now we can build up a little bit. Panache's over the top. He has to score. He goes around the goalkeeper and he does exactly that. Östersund 0, Degerfors 1, and Panache Mutimbanyoka finally gets a glimpse of goal and is able to deal with it brilliantly. And that is a big lead for us to have right now. Jashka's delivery again. Well, no, it's a corner goal this time. Yeah, Östersund's find their equaliser. Very much against the run of play, but it is what it is. I think the best way to describe us over this period has been stuttery. Basically, every time you feel like maybe there's something starting to work, it just sort of isn't. I think that it's another draw. It's another draw with points thrown away. I mean, admittedly, I think it was a fair draw. Just like the last game, I think we didn't deserve the win. But it's like, if you could just hang on for those, they could make a huge difference. Because that does still leave us 5th in the league. 3 points off of that. And the thing is, this is the thing. That's 4 points we've dropped away. We could actually be 3rd right now if we'd won both of those. But that's just how it goes, I suppose. And to be fair, I'm very happy to even be discussing these things, given that I was not expecting us to be flying as high as we are currently, so that's fine. But what's the bet we end up coming 8th? At the end, we'll just crawl over the line. Donizete to deliver one. 11 minutes gone. Linger's near post, and it's in. It's in off the post, I think. And Nikolai Linger gives us the lead against GIF. At the very least, this is a big chance for us to get a victory under our belt. We really need it right now. Back for Lindell. Now we got to find that pass. Hoodoo. All the way in at Donizete's blocks. And Panache. And, oh God, what's happened here? I think there was a chance there, potentially, for us. I think we may have blown it. Bengtsson. Kvistgaard hits the crossbar. Are you joking? Freezer. Matteson. Scooping it all the way through, and we've been level against with their first shot of the match. Donazite now. Going long. Panache bursting behind. Big chance for Mutambanioka now. He's past the goalkeeper and he's done it again. And it's 2-1 to Degerfors. And Panache does score another goal. That's really nice composure from him again. He's had a dreadful game, but he was presented with a chance and he has taken it. And we need to hold on this time. Free man at the back post if you can find him. Donazite does. Björklund! On the rebound, and it's 3-1. I don't know why he was completely unmarked at the back post. That's the first time I've seen us be able to pull off one of those, but it's 3-1, and Kalle Björklund gets the reward. Had to work quite hard for that at times, and did get frustration coming out there, but luckily, Panache did the thing for us, as well as the space at the end for Björklund to finish this one off, but lordy lord. Oh, we made that hard. But in other good news, Kalmar lost at home to Varberg, which means we move back into 4th place with only 5 matches to go. The problem is those 5 matches are the toughest ones we're going to have all season. I think this might be the peak. So take a snapshot of this, because I think this might be as good as it gets for us this season, being in 4th place with 5 matches to go. But you just never know. It's youth intake. Oh my God. You don't need to hear me rant about how the predictions for youth intakes are utterly pointless this year anymore, do you? The best player, let's just take him out, is Joel Cederholm. He's a centre-back. He's 6 foot tall, actually has decent jumping reach and good aggression to go with it. Tackling's actually pretty solid. Low determination is a shame. There's an okay player under there, but nothing more than that, I'd say. 88th minute. This could be massive. Donazite's ball in and Lingo with the goal. This is huge because we're already 4th, and this could be massive for us. Degerfors 1, Sirius 0. Wow. There was one highlight in the match, and it was our goal. I think we deserved the win in the end. Didn't really see anything else from us. What I would say is I made one change to the tactic prior to this match. Lundvik has been getting shocking ratings this season as that covering centre-back for whatever reason. I moved into a normal centre-back today, and he had a much, much better performance, and we did not look fussed at all at the back today. And I do wonder if that could be the key for us. But a home victory from Nikolai Linger. We had to put Asare through the middle today, who was half injured, which would explain our lack of ability through the middle today, because obviously Panache couldn't play in this game because it was his parent club currently. So yeah, that's a big result, and you'll see why in a minute, because Kalmar lost, and we now move 3 points clear of Kalmar in 4th place. We actually have a gap, and do you know who we play at home next? Yeah, Kalmar. We could potentially gap them by 6 points with 3 matches to go. Teams underneath us are falling over each other at the moment. It's absolutely ridiculous. They could actually leave the gate open and allow us to sneak into Europe. I still think we're probably going to fall short, given our run-in with having to play BK Häcken, Malmö, and Djurgården all still to come after that. But you never know, right? You never know. With those ridiculous games to go, but they still have to get more points than us over that period. Oh, that is not in the box, is it? Oh, that looked dangerously close to the outside of the area, but it's still either way an idiotic decision from Hoodoo there to give our opponents a chance to take the lead with their first shot. Torp steps up and it's saved! How can you screw up a penalty so badly? I'm pretty certain Jeffrey just made 3 saves there. Please don't let us concede off this play. That one piece of play, bear in mind they'd had no shots prior to that, was worth 2.04 XG. That is the most I've ever seen a single passage of play. They should have scored twice. Donazite drops one near post for Linga! Björklund! And put over the line by Nigel Lundvik, and it's Degerfors 1, Kalmar 0, an absolute scramble. All 3 centre-backs got their heads on that in the end, and we lead. Come on! Donazite. Oh, he's just not quite been able to get to that. That's poor from us. Shamoon, hopefully he'll shoot from range. He won't. And it's a brilliant strike from Noah Shamoon, and Kalmar find their equaliser, and we really did not need that. They probably should have scored earlier, let's face it, but that is disappointing to give up a goal there. Well, the game ends 1-1. Man, we had 13 shots on target in this match and only managed to score once. And yes, I realise their XG is higher than ours, of course, from the result, but remember, over 2 of that was from 1 passage of play, which means that they literally couldn't have scored 2 goals from that, because had they scored in it, they wouldn't, do you know what I mean? But nevertheless, oh, we had a chance in that game. We had a chance, and we probably needed to take that chance, to be fair. I think we win that. We're 5 clear of Göteborg going into those final 3 matches. Now, yes, we're still only 3, but I still think there's a very strong chance that we come 6th this season, because our remaining fixtures are literally the 3 teams above us, and I don't think we're quite good enough, particularly as I'm pretty certain that 2 of them are away from home as well, against Häcken and Malmö in there as well. So I think that might be a bit beyond us, but still, the fact is we're sitting in 4th place in the league with only 3 matches to go. Maybe the lads can come up with some miracle. We've definitely looked stronger defensively since I moved Lundvik back to being a standard centre-back. His performances have improved dramatically, but we've just been unable to get anything going from our strikers. And I must know, as much as I'm disappointed that we have thrown away a few points, we've also come back, I think, a few times this season. And generally speaking, the results have relatively been fair for the most part. It's not like we've thrown away points in games for the most part where we've been dominant and thrashing teams. It is what it is sometimes. You can't just not concede goals. I mean, you can try, but it's not super easy. And in another note, remember, we're a newly promoted side. The very fact that I'm disappointed that we're dropping points that could maybe get us into Europe in our first season up is quite a privileged position to be in this year, to be fair, and you just never know. We've got 3 games left, 2 of which are away from home, and then 1 is, of course, on the final day against Djurgården. We've only got a 3-point gap, as you can see. I would like to see if we could get 2, maybe 3 points over this run, so maybe a couple of draws or a win out of one of these 3 matches. I think it's unlikely, and I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if we lost all 3 of them. But I don't think we'd be able to complain if we did, provided it was just a case of we weren't good enough. And I think we could still hold our heads higher for a wonderful season. The one thing we do have, though, is that Göteborg and Kalmar have to play each other in the second of those matches. That could be massive. Björkvist. Oh, you stupid man. 9 minutes into the game, William Kendall, who's had to come in today for the injured Abdul Hudu, has been sent off after 10 minutes. Right, well, you're never playing for this football club again. Stefan, again, knocking it through, and that is a goal. He's not offside. Dennis Kolander, Malmö 1, Degerfors 0. It's going to be a long afternoon now, I sense. We need other results to go our way now. 2-0 to IK Sirius. So at the very least, Göteborg are going to lose today as well. We've got that, and Asari could bring this out the air nearly. This is going to be another long-range strike, probably, from Peña. Which Jeffrey Gal can't keep out, and it is 2-0 to Malmö. Of all the chances they've had, that's probably one of the weakest, and it trickles into the bottom corner for 2-0. They deserve it, though. Well, in the end, it was 2-0. It could have been about 4 or 5, to be honest. It's hard to see, but if you zoom right in, you can see where the game is about even. Yeah, that's where the red card was. We were actually possibly even considered on top prior to the red card, but it's only 10 minutes into the game. We don't know what would have happened, of course, but we had no chance once the red card came. Absolute lunacy from William Kendall, and I promise you this, he will never set foot on a football pitch in Degerfors shirt again after that crap. So, we still remain 4th with 2 games to go, but Kalmar only got a draw, and AFK lost. So, at the very least, only 1 point has been gained on us by Kalmar, and it makes it tough for EFK, but they do have the goal difference advantage over us, which Kalmar do not. And that could be massive coming down the line, honestly, if the right results go our way. But it's still going to be very, very tough for us from now on. Göteborg have taken the lead away at Kalmar. That could be enormous in that battle down at the bottom. The equaliser in the Kalmar-Göteborg game. I still don't know really what the best result for us is. I think the best situation for us really is to still be in 4th going into the final day, because then it is at least in our hands against Djurgården, and it's the home game. Got to watch this cross. There's bound to be something coming in here. We've got to have bodies in the right positions. Lots of bodies all over the place. Volume. Oh, you stupid man. Linger, he's done a lot of good this season, but that was idiotic in the highest degree. And now it's Jeffrey Gal against Traore. And he saved another penalty! Jeffrey, what a result. BK Häcken 0, Degerfors 0. And Jeffrey Gal saving a penalty could have given us a chance to get Europe, but we're still going to be 4th going into the final day because Kalmar and IFK drew 1-1 in their match. Now, this is where things start to get very spicy. We now have a 3-point gap to IFK, which means if we get a point, it doesn't matter what they do. The other good news is that if we were to get a point against Djurgården, it again doesn't matter what we do because Kalmar wouldn't be able to overtake the goal difference deficit, most likely between us and them as well. We've gone into the final day here needing only a draw to secure Europe. I still have a horrible feeling it's not going to quite go our way because it is against Djurgården, but the fact that it only has to be a draw is huge. And Jeffrey might as well just be given the keys to the city at this point if we actually get Europe, because he would be the man. Here we are, final day of the season. Degerfors host Djurgården. They're above us in the league. They're the 3-time champions. 3 times in a row. The key thing is, Göteborg are at home against Sundsvall, who look pretty destined for relegation, and you'd expect them to win that fairly comfortably, which is why I suspect that we are going to need a point here. Otherwise, I think we'll lose out to them. Kalmar, though, away at Hammarby, that is not going to be easy. I really do feel like our toughest opponent here is actually going to be a sneaky Göteborg from 6th to 4th on the final day that could well catch us out. But a draw would be enough for us to steal 4th. As for the lineup here, Lundvik's had a couple of poorer games, but again, it's been against much better sides. And again, that's not an excuse for him, really, because obviously our other centre-backs seem to have played okay in there too, but he still has looked a little bit better since we made the slight change there. The rest of the team, though, I guess we're happy with that. Panache, I've never seen a player that I know is good be so bad. To be honest, but that's just how it's gone for us this season with him. He has at least reached double figures, I guess. Kofi Asare can finally come back onto the bench. Right, that's going to do it. Let's get cracking. Oh, Paulson's on a... Oh, of course. Take 2. This right here is probably the biggest game of the save up to this point. Honestly, absolutely massive. If we can pull off a miracle at home here, there is truly great things for us next season, potentially. But they're a stunningly good side, and we've got to... we don't really have to rely on results elsewhere, but we've got to keep an eye on them anyway. And maybe today, the players that like the big matches will be able to recognise that this is a big game. I don't know. And hopefully be able to come up with some absolutely brilliance. Thankfully, the fact that it's at home is the one thing that gives me a little bit of confidence here, is just being able to be at home against them. Everybody looks like they're doing their jobs for now. We've got to block the cross or whip it across, and that's fine. It should be a relatively comfortable one for Jeffrey, and he plucks it out the air. It's been a pretty strong start, though, from our opponents, though. And a save by Jeffrey again. And Sundsvall are leading away at IFK. Well, that is a start to that game that we absolutely needed. Really, really needed that. The fact that they're losing. Oh, what a save again from Jeffrey. He's been under absolute onslaught in the first 15 minutes here. I'm not a fan. Ball into the channel again for Antonsson. Saved by Jeffrey Gall. Oh, look at it. He's just catching it, plucking out the air like it's nothing. This is going to be a long day. Antonsson. And it's saved again by Jeffrey. 2-0 to Sundsvall. Yassi Tuomanen. Oh my goodness me. EFK are bottling it massively. I mean, I could say that, of course, but Jeffrey saves another one. Lindell finally getting a bit of room. Here we go. Kvistgaard. Oh, where's the pass? Okay, he's found Donazite instead, and he is going to get the shot in here, surely. Donazite has gone miles wide with the shot, but at least it was an opening, right? And maybe start to play a bit, or just lump it and lose it straight away. Although, wow, hang on. Panache is onto it. Can Panache pull off a miracle? Oh, I don't know. And Hammarby are leading Kalmar. Both of our rivals are now losing as well. Donazite has to spread this. Yes, he's found Lindell. We've got 3 bodies in the box. Oh, he could pull it short for Donazite. It's a good touch. It's a good save. Back to Lindell. He's got space for Hudo again. Donazite. Maybe we could win a... Oh! That was a very, very suspicious tackle on the edge of the area there. Might have even been in the box. It looks like he's got away with that. I mean, the thing said clean tackle, but then when has the commentary text ever lined up with what you see half the time? Space for Donazite again, though. And he's going through it again. Drills it low, and it's a big save again from Petrus. Half-time, and incredibly, those last little few chances we had before half-time have actually allowed us to make this game look pretty even. We've limited their striker to nothing, really. Jeffrey's made 6 solid stops. He's just done what he had to do, and he's looked very safe doing it. But I do get the feeling that we're probably going to come a cropper in this second half, as they will start to step up the quality a little bit. Even though their season's kind of over. Oh, come on. Robert Mudryk, well, it's 1-0 to Djurgården, and not in the way that I would have expected. Just not a trickle, a powerful strike from a long way out. Maybe the keeper's unsighted, but that, of all the goals to concede today, Donazite flicks it down. Panache with the chance this time, and for crying out loud, man. Oh, okay. I'm starting to lose my patience with him, would you believe? The problem is, though, a big chance here is Gabriel. Really? What a weak goal to concede. We've really switched off a bit at the start of this second half now with both of those goals that have been conceded. Very weak. Kalmar down to 10 men as well in their game. This is good news, because they'd have to score twice with the 10 men now. Problem we've got with the striker situation, quite frankly, is it's going to be difficult, honestly, for us to find a striker that has better attributes and better pros and cons than Panache Mutin Banyoka. That's just the simple fact of the matter. It's just disappointing when they cannot finish to save their life. EFK have got a goal back. A Berg penalty on the 65th minute. 2 more for them, and we lose this spot. Hammarby have a second. And it's... not put over the line, it is put over the line. It's Svanberg gets a goal back for Degerfors. We've got 10 minutes to find another one of ourselves as Göteborg have scored. It's, oh God, it's 2-2 now between Göteborg and Sundsvall. They've got 10 minutes to find another goal, which means we kind of need to do it ourselves. Anderson, oh, he's missed the header. Noah Dandanel gets another one for Djurgården. The missed header has absolutely ruined us there. Somehow, even more tense than I was going into the promotion battle last season. I don't even know how that's possible, but it is. And here's the situation. Stoppage time coming up now. This game's kind of gone for us. We've given it our best shot, actually. I'm pretty proud of the lads' performance for the most part. We've just missed a few key opportunities. Jeffrey's done his best, scooping it through the centre, and actually they've managed to turn that into an attacking opportunity. Anderson's through now for Djurgården, and he's dinked the goalkeeper, and it's now 4-1. I started throwing some bodies forward to see if we could nick something, and somehow they've turned this into a 4-1 victory. Very harsh on the lads, I'd say. But now with just seconds left, I think we're going to do it. I think we're actually going to come fourth and qualify for the Europa Conference League in our first season in the top flight of Sweden. Because I don't think that that Göteborg have found that winning goal. There's the final whistle. But what does that mean? Sometimes you see stuff after the whistle. I just don't know. Moment of truth, friends. It's a pretty special way to end the season. Okay, cool. Right, yeah, good. You can ask us about what's happened. Please don't tell me they're funny. Yes! 4th place. Degerfors IF come 4th in the Swedish top flight in their first season up. I can't believe we've managed that. That's mental. Highest ever league position for the guys, obviously. How the hell did Sirius end up coming 9th in the end? Oh no, because of the cup winner. I have just forgotten about the cup. When's the cup final? Who's the cup final? Why is the cup final? Oh, I see. We don't get to find out, do we? Because it's just occurred to me, we might not actually get Europe after all, because the cup final obviously won't be until God knows when. One of the 3 sides that are currently above us in the league win the cup final, will get 4th spot in European football. I completely forgot about that. At the very least, I think there's a strong chance when you look at the most recent cup final winners, Malmö, Djurgården, Malmö. So 5 of the last 6 cups have been won by 2 of the teams in that particular spot. So I guess we've got that, but we are now having to hope and pray that they qualify. Oh dear. Hey, at the very least, right, we've come 4th. That's a hell of a season. Like, to actually manage to come 4th this year is astonishing. First season up, we finished 28 points on 29 points clear of the relegation places. Only lost 7 games this year. And I still think I can see a route for us to definitely be better. Imagine if we could score a 1-on-1. Just imagine the scenes if we could do that, because we have actually got £2.29 million for that, which is good for the finances, as it now puts us on £160,000 in debt. That is pretty good, considering where we were at one point. Maybe the board will actually give us a bit of cash next year, but we just don't know if we're going to be in Europe midway through next season. We're going to have to wait and find out. That is a cliffhanger and a half. I completely didn't even think about that. So we're going to have to wait till May to find out if we're actually going to be playing in the Europa Conference League next season. But think of the money we could earn if we just got through a round or 2. Oh, my lordy. We actually did okay today, to be fair. We went on a nice run of matches where, yeah, there were some draws in there, but we got some good results. The Sirius game was huge. Helsingborg as well in there too. But yeah, we finished off, obviously, with only 1 point from our final 3 matches. But I said I was targeting 2. We managed to get 1, and it actually wouldn't have mattered if we'd lost all 3 in the end. And to be fair, I think we were a bit unlucky in places, but also Jeffrey Gow, what a legend. That man might have single-handedly taken us to Europe, potentially. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, and I hope you have, I know this has probably been an extremely long one, so I apologize, but also I think it's been fun. Drop a like. That would be fantastic. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That'd be gorgeous too. Stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and I'll see you guys very soon for transfer goodies, more parts of story, of course, and because 1st of November is coming up soon, and of course, we find out what the hell's going to happen with Europe. That's going to be fun to find out. I'll see you guys soon. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.